Yeah. So I mean, Arsenal they have a couple of easy games. I think one they have one against Bolton and one against Leicester, and before they face off against PSG in the Champions League. So on that note, can we talk about the new UCL format, which I find extremely annoying?
Yeah, it is. I I don't know why they changed it. The Champions League
Okay.
is perfect as it is.
Yeah.
I thought the format was perfect. Everything about the Champions League was perfect as it was.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I hate the new Champions League format. It
Yeah.
is stupid. Why do we need another league? Yeah, I mean, of course we know why they're doing it. It's more games, it's more money, whatever, right? But
Yeah.
and I
So
don't understand
you
what
should
is the
explain
point of
what the
this
format
format.
is, because I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, I will do that. I will do that. So basically, there are 36 teams involved now. So in old
Hmm.
format, there were 32, and initially we had a group system when each group was divided into four teams. So we had eight groups. Now 36 teams are divided into four pots, and based on their UEFA coefficients. So, for example, Pot A has teams like Real, Barca, Liverpool, and Bayern, and City, of course. In Pot B, you have Arsenal, I think Leverkusen, Atletico, and so on. So basically, this is just like Super League. Now, this time earlier, each team used to play 6 games. Now they will play 8 games. The group stage ends in, I think, in January instead of ending in November. And out of those, now you maintain the a group table of those 36 teams. The final 12 teams, they get eliminated. And out of remaining 24 teams, first 8 teams will automatically qualify for the round of 16 of the Champions League, the next round. For the remaining from teams from 9 to 24, they will play a playoff round for the qualification. I mean, I never thought I would ever say this, but this is too much football. I mean, you are killing those players. So the total number of games is 189 instead of it was I think 125 earlier. And
Yeah.
I remember after treble season, United opted out of the FA Cup, and there was a lot of controversy. And at that time, during the press conference, Alex Ferguson and Martin Edwards said that you are killing the place, and this is exactly what's happening. I mean, this is that on steroids.
No, and it's also insane because I think the World Cup is in 26. I
Yeah,
think. So what are you going to do? You're going to have Mbappe and you have Bellingham and Vinicius and Lamine Yamal and all these insane talents, the Haalands of the world. You're
yeah,
going to get them to play 60 odd games a season this season, 60 odd games maybe next season, then
yeah,
have a World Cup season, and then again 60 games after that. You are just burning these guys out. You're not going to get a good World Cup. You're
yeah.
not going to get a good league season after that.
This is a very good point. We are not going to get a good World Cup.
You're not going to get a good World Cup. You're
Yeah,
having all these top guys play 120 games over the period of 2 years. You're not
Yeah.
going to get a good World Cup. And
Is
the
there a
thing that
World Cup you're
I'm
doing?
pretty sure they also changed the World Cup format now. You also have to then, I don't know, play some 9,000 games during a World Cup as well. So, I mean, that's just, and you know what? It's the same thing that, what happened with, say, a game like cricket, right? When now you have, say, India is going to tour some, I don't know, there's going to be a bunch of tours. Then you have the IPL, then you have the T20 World Cup. Then again you have something. There's fatigue, right? Me as a viewer, I'm not
yeah,
going to keep watching football all the time. I'm like even Abhishek. I think Liverpool is in the Champions League. If Liverpool
Hmm.
are going to play some random, I don't know, Genk or something in the Champions League from their pot or whoever it is, you're not going to find the time to watch all of Liverpool's game. You'll only maybe focus on
yeah,
the top games. You will probably skip some of the the lesser games, and
Yeah.
that's not what a Champions League should be. You want to save those European nights, and you want to focus on those. Maybe skip on a car league like a Carabao Cup or whatever. But I
yeah.
don't know. I think it's pointless.
Oh yeah.
And
I think it is too much. I think it is going to, and I think a few players have already started talking about it,
Rodri,
right?
Rodri.
Yeah, Rodri spoke about it. Van Dijk has spoken about it before as well. That they are adding, and it's not just the Champions League. They added the UEFA Nations League also, right? The
Nations League,
international.
pointless.
What is the
Hmm.
Yeah,
point of that? I just don't understand the point of that competition at all. That they've already added a new competition. Plus now I heard, and I don't know if this is true, that even the or maybe this already is. The Club World Cup is also going to be a league.
Wow.
I don't know.
Anyway, nobody watches it. Why are they making it a league?
Exactly. I don't know. I don't know what is the point of it, but so many. I think it will happen. I think the players will have to take some sort of action against this because they are absolutely killing the players, no doubt.
Yeah, we are expecting. I mean, I will not be. I think Rodri mentioned this, but will not be surprised if there is a strike by players.
Yeah.
And after
Yeah.
Varane Varane announced his retirement from international football, he mentioned the same thing, that you're killing the players. It is too much football. I think Jules Kounde also said something on the lines.
Must be.
And
Yeah.
and,
I
and
think a
even
lot of players have.
sorry.
Then you go ahead.
Yeah, and even for the Euros, they have earlier it was 16 teams. Now there are 24 teams, and for the World Cup from 32, there I think they want to extend it for 48 teams. So ultimately, the quality is being dialed down. You're completely and players are getting exhausted. And I think Rohit made a very good point that we are not going to get a good World Cup. That is for sure. And I don't even remember watching any games, Champions League games this week. I watched a few highlights because we don't have that much time.
Yeah. No, and I mean, see, I mean, if you look at it from a media perspective, right? We are all any sport is also competing with this time that you and I spend on Netflix, time that you and I spend maybe reading a book. So we only have a limited disposable time for watching any sort of content. We decide to watch more of sports, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to, allocate a lot of my time watching some extraordinarily random match in the Champions League. I won't. On a Wednesday, you think I'm going to, I mean, we are not in the Champions League, but let's keep that for a
I
different
was
day.
about to ask who is United playing,
Yes,
by the way.
yes, I have already suggested.
I was about to ask Mangesh, like, be honest, what is the real reason you are not watching the Champions
Excuse me, but we play in a real competition. It's called the Europa League.
Europa?
See, we don't need validation from some snobbish and snootish Champions League, जिसका format भी इतना गंदा है. We don't validation from you guys,
यूरोपा
okay?
का भी तो सेम फॉर्मेट है. यूरोपा का चेंज थोड़ी हुआ है.
अरे यूरोपा पे वो फॉर्मेट है लेकिन जाना कजाकिस्तान पड़ता है, which is even worse.
अरे पता है, हम लोग गया ना लास्ट ईयर.
Kazakhstan.
लास्ट ईयर किधर I can't remember who all we played, but हाँ, मस्त.
But you know what? Honestly, Mange, I don't. Do you know who United are playing in the Europa League? Like off the top of your head, I don't. I don't even know. I have no clue.
I can't recall shit.
I have no clue. That's the thing. I have no
Oh
idea.
shit. Yeah, I can't recall.
That's the
all my life right now.
indicator.
Yeah, that makes sense. And this is coming from three guys who have watched football
Every
24/7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every single game. No, but it sucks. But I think that's where commercialization, beyond the point of reasonable expectations gets you.